Hello friends, we continue in this video. We again continue with the changes that we were doing where we were segregating our features between free and paid features. So without further delay, let's go ahead. So let me sign in to a user. Last time when we were on the user, we had created a column within the users table, which was a paid user, kind of a boolean column that would talk about if the user is paid or not. Right now, nobody is a paid user. Everybody's a free user, and then later on we worked on our uh, set goals. Over here we made this part, the goal progress, to be a premium feature rather than a rather than being available to view all the time. So continuing on this, I don't see anything else we need to change for our goals. We are able to see our current goals for the user. That is sufficient enough for people to know. But the goals progress was something that was kind of a progress bar for us to see. Let's move on to the next screen. The next screen is the finance history screen. So when we look at the finance history screen, we currently see our finance history and it looks good. And later on in the preferences, we can change our graph to a bar chart if we want to. Now this one looks good. There are one couple of more features on this page. One would be the export to CVS and export to PDF format for our history, and the second one would be the history below listed, like the entry history that we made for the user. And then on the right side we can see certain icons. One is the save icon where we are able to edit the history, and the second one is the actions item where we are able to delete that row, history row, so that our history becomes more clean and consistent based on what we want to see on this page. Now I can say the bar chart is of universal feature. We would want to have that. The line chart and bar chart visualization is very helpful for this page. The export functionality is an optional thing. We may not want it universal. It can be provided as a paid feature. And over below we can see the list of entries for the user. That is universal, and I agree with it. We should have it universal. But then editing and deleting the every row, that feature we can give it as a paid feature. So let me see what we can do about it. Let's go to the 1 minute. Before that, let's add a timer. Let's go to the chat GPT, and first let's copy the code associated with the page. So we go to the our full file structures, update finances page. Now we have a finance, this is the finance form that we are not changing anything. So finance, I think let's, this may not be it components within this. It's called the editable finance history wrapper, and then we have a editable finance history within this. So we go to this one. Oh, this one is a component. So this is the editable finance history, and then within this we have the save as well as delete. So control A, control C, and let's now go to our GPT and see what we can make changes to. So now we are heading to stingy hubby. No, this I can name it as rename it to, I'm going to rename it to Pennywize 1, and so this page becomes Pennywize 1. And then I'm going to paste our finance history, and then I want to make export CSV, export PDF, export CSV and export PDF, a premium feature for paid users. And edit and delete button on every finance history line item, a premium feature for paid users. Update page to make. Okay, let's set this across. Let's see what changes we are seeing. Last time we were having certain problem with the responses, but I think right now it looks like it's responding. We had to wait a long time last time, so now here's an updated component that treats export CSV, export PDF, and all edit delete actions as premium features gated by users.paid user. Yeah, fetch paid user for the current user, hides the export button for free users, disables inline editing for free users, and replaces edit delete with a premium label for free users. Guards adds guards to save delete don't run for free users. I think this is good. The explanation that ChatGPT has given us is good. If we look at the code, we are using the supervised client. Then we have is paid, which is a state or state boolean state or state preservation that we are doing here. Then paid history. Then from the users table we are getting the paid user for the user ID to see what is the value, and then later on so over here we would say paid user we is set is paid, means to see if he is paid or not, and then later on see editing, and then over here editing it's more of a paid user kind of thing. So let's see, what do we see? Update row, even if free users change input should be disabled guard anyway. So is not is paid return, we don't do anything about it. Not is paid, we return from it, from saving the row as well. Any changes we make in the row also we return. So that's something we are looking at. And also deleting row we have written for the is paid, and export to CSV, if it's not is paid then we return, otherwise we export to CSV, and now export to PDF also we return. And then is paid, then we have premium export buttons. If it is paid version then we have the export buttons, otherwise we have premium option over here. And then we load the chart, and here also if is not is paid then update row and update button don't work. If is paid then we have those buttons available, otherwise we have a premium button visible over here. So I think this change looks good. Let's copy this one and let's go to the code, and over here let's paste this one. So now that we have pasted, we should be able to see the changes in a couple of minutes. I can see a few changes here and there, but once we see it in the git changes, yeah, here it comes. So let's look at this. Is paid state use created, then paid res result and then over here we would have the users, paid users, for the ID to confirm if the user is a paid user or not. And then we would have the set is paid based on the value of the paid user. Then later on we are looking at yes lint disable next line react to exhaustive depths. So this one is an added comment, we are okay with that. Free users change input should be disabled, agreed. Save row disabled, and then delete row disabled. Export to CSV disabled within the logic. Export to PDF disabled within the logic. And then is paid, we would have the HTML button not visible and premium button for non free users. And then below we would change the bar here, just the layout has been changed from multi-line to single line, we are good with that. And over here we have this is the editing for every so here save row and delete row buttons are not visible, they are visible for paid users but premium for free users. So I think this changes look good. I think we can say premiumed and finance history. I'm just naming it this way because then that's for our internal purposes, doesn't create confusion for other people, they're meant for me only. So yeah, now I've committed this, we don't see any problem. Now we go to the deployment and have it deployed. Let's have it deployed and we'll wait 33 seconds. .29 seconds. Okay, now we look at the page. Let's refresh this. Now when we refresh this, we see export CSV PDF is available for paid users. So we have the premium logo here, and then on every row we can see all the rows, but these are, we see a cursor with like non-editable sign on it, restriction sign on it, and on the actions we see premium actions. Now let me go to my user and make him a paid user, so make it true. As soon as I make him true, I come on this page, I see the buttons that we were able to see before. And again let me go and make him false, and as soon as I come on the page again, I see that it's again premium and we have the premium buttons over here. So I think this is good. Let's go to the preferences, let's make it a bar chart and come back to the finance history. Actually I didn't save my preferences, so let me go again and let me make it a bar chart, save preferences saved, and let's come to the finance history and we see the bar again. So I think even though I'm not a premium user, I'm a free user, I can make those changes on the UI, and I think this is something, if it's available for everyone, that will be great. So let me go and change this to finance history and come back to the line chart. So I think we looked into this page, I'm very happy with it. And we can continue. I still have more 18 minutes. Let's continue with this and let's see what we can do ahead. So now we come on the expense breakdown. This page right now is taking the latest values from our expenses, from our finances, and then it's trying to create categories, expense categories, and trying to show us that we are spending a lot of money on credit cards, second highest on mortgage, third highest on utilities, and lastly on payments, so car payments. So I think for now I don't see any major additional features to be added here, premium or non-premium. I don't think there are any changes I would want to make on this page at the moment. Maybe we can think about it in the future. So let's move on to the GPT suggestions page. Now here in the GPT suggestion page, I can see a change. I can see an area where we can make it premium. So right now short term and long term GPT suggestion is there, and goal suggestion is there. And there are one thing I can do. Either I can make the goals a premium feature, or I can simply just change our GPT suggestion to a normal suggestion, like instead of a short term and a long term and a goal suggestion, these are more detailed suggestions. I can keep this for premium users, and for free users I can have a one sentence suggestion. I think that will give the benefit to free users to be able to get some suggestion from ChatGPT. And it may not be very detailed, it may not be something that they can get a lot of value from, but it is something, like it's kind of like um, there is some use of this for even for free users if they want to get it. So I think let's see, let me see how what we can do on this page. So GPT suggestions, right? So for that there is a few code changes we would want to make. So on the submissions, right now on the submissions we have a short term suggestion, long term suggestion, goal suggestion, and let me add one more column, and we can add that called one line suggestion. One underscore line, actually everything should be small, right? One line suggestion. So yeah, I think it told me to correct my spelling, so I'm good. And the type is text, so let's go to text type, and default value we don't have anything, and then is primary key, allow nullables. Yeah, I don't see any more changes on this, so let me save it. And now we have a column here, one line suggestion. Okay, now that makes us do changes within the application. Now we have a one line suggestion. So now what we would do is, for premium users we would give the three big suggestions, and for free users will utilize one line suggestion. So let's see, we'll go step by step in all the, we'll go to the GPT suggestions page. On the GPT suggestions page I do not see much. We do see short term. Let's make our changes here. I think let's try to do this. Instead of the short term suggestion, let's GPT suggestions page, let's add another. In long term goal suggestion, let's add here the one line suggestion, or I would say I'll call it one line suggestion, and set one line suggestion. And then below, then what I would do is fetch latest suggestion. Here within this function I would do a set short term suggestion here, and then I would do short term suggestion, long term suggestion, goal suggestion, and then actually let's undo this. I would prefer ChatGPT to make the changes here. So right now this is what we have, Let's go to this page and tell ChatGPT to update it. So let's paste it here and say update page to show one line suggest suggestion for free users and short slash long slash goal suggestion for paid users. Okay, I think let's see. Yeah, I think there's some areas. Okay, so paid users see short, long goal suggestions via the GPT suggestions component and see a single line suggestion uses short term suggestion if available, otherwise falls back to long and goal. So even this one talks about one line suggestion, and let's I think this does make a bit of sense, so let's copy this. um, so if you look at it, it has a one line suggestion over here. It's getting the suggestions, and then over here please log in to see suggestions, and over here it's getting all the three: long term, short term, and goal, and then user ID, and then short as, long as, goal as, and then here from the user it's getting checking if the user is paid or not, and paid row, and if it's paid error or the paid flag. So set paid, and then determines if the user is paid user or not, and then single one line suggestion for free users. Prepare one line suggestion for free users. What it does, it takes the short, long, and goals and set one line suggestion using that single object that we created, and then fetch latest suggestion, and then paid is paid, then it gets all the three sections, otherwise that one line suggestion comes into the picture. Let's try this one out. I am not I was thinking something else. I was thinking of kind of different suggestion altogether. But what ChatGPT is doing here is it's kind of concatenating all the three of them. So it's doing a join and then backslash and join and this. So I may not want this. So okay, I may not want this. What I would do is I would like to code it myself. Let's see. So here first we'll go to is the utilities, and within suggestions I would go to the long term and short term suggestions. Set goal, advice, financial. Okay, get the long term, get short term. Actually let me copy this. So what I would do is export async function get the short term, right? So this is the function, and then I would do is once all of these are done, let me close the search bar. So I've added this short term, so I need to change it to one line. One line OL financial advice, get OL financial advice, submit. I submitted this financial data, please give me one line financial suggestion based on this user friendly language. And then so we would do, this is our prompt. I think prompt looks good. And GPT 3 turbo user, and then over here we would do a change here. This is the one line GPT response, and then we would have one line. So ST at this sorry about that, I didn't mean to. ST section is done, LT section is done, and this is the GPT for, this is the goal section, and over here one line section. So for one line section I think I don't see many changes. Okay, I think this is good. So this takes care of the suggestions. Now this get short term, find all references, go to references, and this is being called from finance form tx, right? Okay, so on suggestion we have this, finance form tx we have this. So let's go to this finance form tx. So we have come to this finance form.tsx, and over here we have the short term, long term, get goals. So like this I would want to have get actually it came, yeah, get one line financial advice. This is good. And then we would go to the submission button and all that, and here we would, instead of goals, we would have something like a overall suggestion or one line suggestion. This is called the one line suggestion, and it uses the get financial advice, and then later on short term, long term, and goal suggestion, and then we would have the one line suggestion included in it. I don't need to do any more changes over here. Then later on handle submit, and then we have the all the data associated with that, and then that kind of adds everything into the one line underscore suggestion. Let me see if our table, what is our table name? So our table name is going to be, instead of one underscore line, let's make it one line underscore suggestion. So yeah, this one line suggestion, let's see in the code we have one line suggestion, and I think that during the save it will be saved on that. Now comes the time when we go to the GPT suggestions component. In this GPT suggestions component, so what we do is we have props. So let's utilize those props, and let's use them. One line suggestion string, I think this is good. And on this one we have the goal, and then we would do another one line suggestion, and then over here we would do a goal, and not one line suggestion. So this one talks about all of that. Goal suggestion, now short term, long term goal, and then this is the GPT suggestions. And so this becomes, now I need to update this one, right? I think I need to update this one. So Control A, Control C, Control A, Control C, and yeah, I think this component is a component that we want to show to the user and GPT suggestions, and we may not want to make the changes on the GPT suggestions page because the so these are the suggestions we are passing to GPT. So let's have that. Or let's make let's ask uh, let's ask ChatGPT to come up with a solution here. Let's see. I am not very much, I have my doubts about it, so given the above two pages, code pages, page and component, update the above code page, above page and component to let's see what to show one line suggestion for users, and yeah, I think let me copy that. To show one line for user and paid users. So let me see what changes GPT is suggesting for us. I think this would be the last change before which we go ahead, before which we end the session and we move on to the, so we can see the page logic, we can see the component logic, and then it keeps free users to a clean single line and unlocks full short long gold for paid users. So now let's see, and then he asks something, want me to add an upgrade to premium CTA for non-paid users here too. I don't want to add that one at the moment. I will think of adding them later on once we are finished with the changes. So let's copy these suggestions and move on to the code. So GPT suggestions and then Control A, Control V. We are at GPT suggestions, and now we can go back to the suggestions page, copy this one, and we get GPT suggestions page, Control A, Control V, and we should be able to see all the changes. So now on the finance form, let's review the changes. On the finance form, now we have the get one line financial advice, we have that, and then we are calling one line suggestion object. We are getting the values coming from the one line financial advice function, and then we are using that one line suggestion to as a payload to be sent to the database. So that way whenever a user submits, he gets all the four suggestions, short term, long term, goal, one line in that saved in the database. Now to show it to paid users or not, we will think about one thing that comes to my mind is, do we need to query ChatGPT that many times for free users, or we can think about just one query of saying one line suggestion, and then those detailed queries for paid users. I think we can think about doing that in the future. Let's see. So now once this is done, mm, we can look at the other change, GPT suggestions page. We have a one line used for free users. We have added one line here instead of that single line, multi-line, and then one line suggestion here. Then over here this has become multi-line. If it's a one line suggestion for free users, we'll show the one line suggestion, or detailed suggestions for paid users, we'll have the short term, long term, and goal suggestions. So this is our GPT suggestion, and then we go to suggestions, GPT suggestions page, and then here we are saving the one line suggestion. We are also checking for the paid user. So we are doing this auth user, auth error message, and then we are also looking at one line suggestion, and then here we have the short term, long term goal suggestions coming in, and then those are saved here. And for paid flag, so now we get the paid flag. Paid is over here, and then no suggestions found. If none of the three exist, then no suggestion. And set one line suggestion, we get the single. Let's see, fetch latest suggestion, and then is paid. One line suggestion is the get one line suggestion. So I think let's commit this and then see what we can do. Added logic for premiuming GPT suggestion page. So let's see, this feature has become a little complicated. Right now I'll let it pass through for a while to see what we see on the page. So let's have it deployed. Let's build it up, and we can test it quickly. So let's wait for the deployment to occur. 29 seconds. Okay, 31. Okay, sounds good. Now we go to the update finance page. Right now we don't do anything. Let's do some simple testing. 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and then submit. Now when we submit, we should be able to successfully submit. It takes a bit of time because we are passing 4 GPT queries, and okay, we have successfully submitted. Now when we go to the database, we should be able to see a new entry, and then we have a one line suggestion. I don't see a one line suggestion coming in, so that's something we need to look into. At the current moment, let's leave it for, due to time constraint, let's leave this to the next part. We'll continue with our part series, like sub series on this one. This one will address next why are we not getting a one line suggestion on the database. So we should be getting one line suggestion. Okay, we'll leave it for tomorrow for this one. So thank you so much for being on this video. We are going through this slowly, and we'll achieve what we want to in some time. And don't forget to visit the website and check everything out on the website and log in. Right now you can log in as a free user. I'm going to upgrade everybody to a paid user, whoever is logged in now into that application, and you will get the paid subscription and paid features available for you to use. And also please subscribe on the YouTube channel so that it helps me create more content for the application. Thank you so much for your time and have a good rest of the day.